We are all familiar with the doomsday scenario depicted by many modern films, when artificial intelligence goes bad and takes over the world. But this is not going to happen, according to Google chairman, Eric Schmidt, who claims that superintelligent robots will someday help you solve problems such as population growth and climate change. During a talk in Cannes, he said AI will be developed for the benefit of humanity and there will be systems in place in case anything goes awry. To be clear, we're not talking about consciousness, we're not talking about souls, we're not talking about independent creativity, said Mr. Schmidt, according to Hollywood Reporter. Eric Schmidt, executive chairman of Google parent company Alphabet Incorporated, reassured an audience at the Cannes Lions Festival of Creativity about the future of media. He said the company will soon be launching an AI that can automatically respond to iMessages. We've all seen those movies, he said. But he said in reality, people would always know how to turn the AI systems off, should it ever get to a dangerous point. He also said several companies will quickly follow with similar tech based on AlphaGo from Google's DeepMind project. Google's DeepMind startup, which was bought for $255 million last year, is currently attempting to mimic the properties of the human brain's short-term working memory. By combining the way ordinary computers work with the way the human brain works, the artificial intelligence researchers hope the machine will learn to program itself. Described as a neural Turing machine, it learns as it stores memories, and later retrieves them to perform logical tasks beyond those it has been trained to do. The acquisition of DeepMind followed Google's recent purchase of 7 robotics firms, including Mecha, which makes humanoid robots, and Industrial Perception, which specializes in machines that can package goods, for example. In August last year, Google also revealed it had teamed up with 2 of Oxford University's artificial intelligence teams to help machines better understand users. It is a really exciting time for AI research these days, and progress is being made on many fronts including image recognition and natural language understanding, wrote Demis Hassabis, co-founder of DeepMind and vice president of engineering at Google in a blog post. But despite these projects, and Mr. Schmidt's comments, Google is also aware of the dangers involved with AI and machine learning. So much so that in January 2014 it set up an ethics board to oversee its work in these fields. In fact, one of the original founders of Google's DeepMind warned artificial intelligence is the #1 risk for this century, and believes it could play a part in human extinction. Eventually, I think human extinction will probably occur, and technology will likely play a part in this, DeepMind's Shane Legg said in an interview earlier this year. The ethics board, revealed by website The Information, is to ensure the projects are not abused. Earlier this year, Elon Musk likened artificial intelligence to summoning the demon. The Tesla and SpaceX founder previously warned that the technology could someday be more harmful than nuclear weapons. But Mr. Schmidt said the fears we would be overtaken by artificial intelligence were unfounded. We'll make sure that people know how to turn this stuff off should we get to that point. In a talk in January, he said the field of AI was becoming so important that companies need to collaborate to develop standardized approaches, according to Bloomberg. Every single advance has occurred because smart people got in a room and eventually they standardized approaches, said Mr. Schmidt. The promise of this is so profound that we, Alphabet, Google, whatever our name is at the moment, are working incredibly hard to advance these platforms. Mr. Schmidt also claims we will all see a day when AI will be used as a personal assistant at home. He says he hopes to one day have an Eric and not Eric, with Eric being himself and not Eric being this digital thing that helps me. But he added the right approach will be necessary to ensure its integrity. The principles outlined by Mr. Schmidt aim to keep AI in check as the technology progresses, and avoid undesirable outcomes. According to The Verge, Mr. Schmidt has been involved in Google's own AI ventures, including the self-driving car, and predictive search engines. As this technology continues to progress, Mr. Schmidt says that it will reflect the values of the people developing it. It's this that necessitates his 3 guidelines. AI should benefit the many, not the few, Mr. Schmidt writes, and guarantee that it aims for the common good. He also says that AI progress should be open, responsible, and socially engaged. As fears about the power of AI continue to rise, Mr. Schmidt says that a verification system needs to be implemented to ensure that this advanced technology is doing what it was built to do. Many people have expressed concerns that AI is replacing human jobs, and could even be taking over the world, The Verge writes. In the op-ed, Mr. Schmidt writes that this is not the case, as long as developers continue to act responsibly. If AI is designed as it is meant to, it should make life easier for humans while remaining under their control.